Hello, Perspective. So, I went on an adventure today with my good friend Owen. We went to go and sell plasma to a research facility that is in here in downtown Salem. And so well, it was really funny. The first thing that happened was I left here about 8:50 because we'd agreed that we were going to meet at 9 o'clock, and I went over to Owen's house because he lives off campus. And I got there, and as I was getting there, he's like, "I'm here, bro." We had passed each other on the way. I went to his house, and he came here to pick me up. So he swung back over and picked me up at his house. So after that, we went to the thing, and we got to the research facility to donate our plasma. And we were donating. Well, we got in line, and we got up to the front counter to sign up and be in line. And, did you bring your social security card and your tax return and 2 forms of identification? I'm like, no, I did not bring any of those things. So we had to go back to the school to get all of our paperwork so we can come back and get in line again. So we got back, and it's 10 o'clock, and we are told, okay, it'll be about a half hour, so go ahead and have a seat. 2 hours and 15 minutes later, at 12:15, they finally call me into the back little room thing, right? So I'm in this tiny little box room, about the size of, this couch that I'm sitting on. It's about, it's couch-sized. Anyway, so we're there, well, I'm there. Owen's still in the lobby waiting his turn. And they talk to me, they ask me all these sorts of very personal questions, and I'm like, no, I don't smoke cocaine. And do you smoke cocaine or do you snort it, Trevor? Trevor doesn't know. I guess I did ask the wrong kind of person, didn't I? Anyway, so we're sitting there, me and this random chick, and she's like, yeah, here's some paperwork, read this other thing, watch this video. Anyway, I'm in there for a half hour. Finally, they take my picture, and they're like, okay, we're ready. We're going to go find your vein, and then we can get started. So I go into this back room, which is very cold. And they weren't little, stalls or anything. It was, rows of beds with people, and they're all, blood everywhere. And this tiny little Asian woman comes up to me, and she puts this, rubber thing around my arm, and I'm like, it looks like I'm about to do some, crazy drugs or something. And she's, poking my arm like this, and she's, poking around, and I'm like, having fun there? She poked around for, 2 minutes, and then she switched arms and poked around on the other arm. And she spent 4 minutes trying to find a vein. She's like, I cannot find it. Talk to doctor person. I don't know what the doctor person's name was. Anyway, this old guy comes over and he looks at my arms. He's like, so, did you drink anything today? I went, yeah, I had a couple of cups of water before I left 3 hours ago. And he's like, well, you're too dehydrated. We're going to have to turn you away today. So I waited for 3.5 hours to get turned away, and he's like, "Yep, sorry, we can't do it. Your veins are just too small today." So I come back out in the lobby, and Owen's still sitting there, and I'm like, "Owen, have you been talked to yet?" And he's like, "No, man." I'm like, "Oh, they said it was going to take at least 3 hours more after this, and I got rejected. I'll buy lunch if we can leave." And he goes, "Okay." And we got in the car and we went to Burger King and we got lunch. So that's what I did with my morning. Giant waste of time. I did get lunch though. So I guess the moral of the story is if you're going to waste an entire day, at least get lunch out of the deal. Comment down in the comments if you've ever had a similar experience with a blood van or a blood bank or something like that and got lunch out of the deal. Or if you didn't get lunch. So don't do drugs, stay in school, don't eat roadkill, and I'll see you next week, Perspective.